Hi, I'm Mel Nelson, not Mel Gibson. Had you fooled there, huh? Well, I still have my sense of humor, and but I've got a pretty significant two of them medical conditions. One of them, because of the ski crash from hell, it shattered my spine, and I've had 11 spinal surgeries since that time. One of them caused a medical issue known as adhesive arachnoiditis. And it compromised, because of an infection, it compromised my spinal cord and causes what's known as some of the most severe pain in the medical world. The other issue involves my brain. Of course, my mom and dad always told me that. Actually, though, on a serious vein, I don't use the word. It begins with D. It's referred to, you're probably familiar with Alzheimer's. Well, it's related. It's called vascular, and it's blood flow. I have severe small vessel disease, and that causes not enough blood flow and oxygen to the brain, and it eventually wipes out the brain. I've got about, as they figure, maybe 3 to 5 years left. I want to show you a couple. I'll try not to say too many times. This relates to my spine, and you'll see there is an implanted device that connects up to my spinal cord, and then that sends juice, if I would say electronic signals, to my brain when I use this remote control. And that's when the pain gets so intolerable that I'll use that, and it sends some signals up to the brain to try to quiet the pain. It never makes it go away or quiets it, but it muffles it a bit. And this shows you a little bit of the issues of my spine. And have this other one here too. That's a lot of steel, titanium. They gave me the good stuff. So that's, I light up anytime I go into the airport. I go, guys, I'm coming. You probably already know that. So anyhow, my financial state is destroyed. I lived the American dream, and what was that? Well, I was able to, with some backing and a good education and great experience, I opened some businesses. I opened my first one in Houston, and it was number one in the Houston area. It was automotive, and we were number one first year. And then I came back to Denver, where my heart was, and I built a few more operations. One was Honda, another Toyota, and Acura. I was one of the first 50 Acura dealers in the country, and all of them were highly successful. My customer satisfaction was second to none, and that had a lot to do with my success. But because of this ski crash from hell that shattered my spine, I opted to sell my operations, and I went from living the American dream to living the American nightmare. I sold it to the wrong individual, and I was never paid. It was worth many, many, many millions. Net to me should have been $10, $11 million, and I was never paid a nickel. I mean, that's my profit sharing, pension, 401k, everything that I had worked for, my home, all tied up in that. So I made a bad choice on, who I sold it to, and, I paid for it dearly. It wiped me out financially. It took me 8 years to get it through the trial courts. And eventually, after they gave the get out of jail free card to the NFL Hall of Fame quarterback, so he was let go by a judge who was later found to be very unethical and had some theft issues involved, and he eventually took his life, committed suicide. That's a shame. So anyhow, after 8 years of the trial, I was unanimously awarded by a jury of my peers unanimous, 6 counts, every verdict in my favor, unanimously. The awarded judgment was $10.5 million. That's the good news. The bad news was I didn't collect a penny. They awarded that against the broker, who was my broker, and unbeknownst to me until the trial, I find out that he was brokering with the buyer. That's a dual agent, very illegal, and he fled the state. I never collected a dime. Sorry to bother you there with my paper noise. Anyhow, it wiped me out. I'm literally a half a week from eviction. Today is Wednesday. I think it's the 28th, 29th, but Sunday, the last day of the month. And if I can raise $7,500 and pay my landlord, I can continue living where I'm at. Otherwise, I'll be out on the street by a court-ordered eviction. Nothing that I dreamt that I would ever experience in my lifetime, as I'm sure you can imagine. But my gifts are two beautiful sons. And what a gift they are, Sean and Jordan. I started a little late in life. I was 45 when Sean was born, and then 48 when Jordan came along. I'm so grateful for so much. I'm also working on 2 books, possibly more, but I'm so looking forward to having those published and come out. And as I say to my friends, anybody that knows me, God is with me as He is with you every moment. And when I go out on my walks, standing is one of the most painful conditions I can experience. So I don't do that too often. I hold on to things. You probably see us occasionally at the grocery store. I use a grocery cart as a walker. But it's a very, very painful situation. So I have my conversations with God every day when I go on my walks. I less than survive on Social Security. It doesn't even come close. My medical expenses are through the roof. I have 2 severe progressive conditions that I've shared with you. Either of them, there's no known cure, and they're both progressive. And I think I shared with you, I've had, it's up by 2 more than maybe Hulk Hogan. I think he had 25. I've had 26 or 27 surgeries, and it's made my life more challenging. So I'm in the stage 3 of 6 stages in the vascular brain issue. I don't want to use that word. I'll just say D. And one last thing. I hope to, if you can assist in any way, wonderful. I would be so grateful. If you can't, maybe you could share this with somebody else that might be able to. And I'll be sure, and when I get my books completed, send you signed versions. God bless. Have a wonderful life. Aren't we all blessed? Amen.